Yes, so welcome to my review of the KZ DQS. It's a continuation of the DQ lineup. So this is this actually uses a single dynamic driver and it looks pretty cool. I haven't actually tried it yet. So yeah, as usual, full disclaimers, I'd like to thank KZ themselves for sending me these units to actually try it. So thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And this model is priced on the more affordable side. And yeah, let's just get into it. So I've got to say, these look pretty cool with this kind of mesh and all black, I think kind of transparent. So deeply tap the potential of a dynamic unit and release its performance. I presume these actually might be quite basic as well. Mine's a no mic version, which I do prefer. So specs should be nothing out of the ordinary. So 14 ohm impedance, sensitivity is 110. Obviously they always use 3.5. Some website link there, and that's it. So very straightforward. Don't forget the purpose of using earphones to enjoy music. So look at these. I guess the packaging is like the normal kind of stuff. And the budget end, it always tends to be the same. So yeah, quite nice. I was expecting this to be more matte. So it's like goldy silver kind of look. Looks pretty cool. It's got some glue marks, I think, just from when it was stored. Single dynamic driver. As you can see, there's a lot of space. The DD is actually quite thin, so I'm quite curious of that. Lip on the nozzle. And it's the Starline kind of tips. So as of this right now, I actually haven't tried these, so I don't know what they're actually like. So obviously tips in there, comes with mediums fitted, so small and large should be in there. Paperwork in there, and it's what normally it gets kind of a silver colour, but this one looks a bit different. Okay, so it's kind of the copperish look. Obviously normal connectors, right angle, which I do like. This is very run of the mill, but it works fine, so that's pretty much it. So right now I haven't used these. Obviously I spent a bunch of time with it, graph them and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the future. Yeah, so welcome guys to my review section of the KZ DQS. Yeah, so that's the cable it comes with. You've probably seen it before. It's either silver cable or this kind of bronzish kind of cable, copper shall we call it, but it's fine, it's just normal. So let's go on to one of the negatives, the comfort. So it shares the same basic shell as the DQ6, DQ6S, stuff like that, with the big lip here, what you want to call it. Now, this, I think a lot of people might find this uncomfortable. You may even have to sand it down, for example, but it is quite large. This might be a 50-50, so you either be fine or you be the complete opposite. So just bear that in mind, it's got that. But apart from that, for me, the comfort was fine, but it just depends how long it's in your ear. As you can see, it sticks out quite a bit, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So build seems fine. Obviously there's this residue which does come off, as you can see, so it's not a problem. Obviously the glue must have been set too quick. You can see it just come off, so it's not a problem. But yeah, build quality apart from that, it seems fine. This is for styling on the back, nothing special. And yeah, so nothing out of the ordinary. So power and sensitivity, this is super easy to power. You could use, if your phone's really weak, you'd probably be fine. I no issues at all. Obviously I tried it with my normal topping gear and stuff like that, like no issues at all. Yeah, so timbre, normal KZ single DD timbre, so it sounds fine. There's no BAs in this model, nothing like that, so nothing to say really. Obviously it's that thin, it's that really thin DD, as you can see. It's quite tiny with a big shell, but yeah. So stage and imaging. Stage was enough and imaging was okay, and that's all I can say really. There's nothing special about this. This is like a copy. My opinion, it's like a copy and paste to what they've done previously. which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work, so you just have to bear that in mind. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So sound, I'll allow the graph now, and as you can see, it's normal KZ tuning. So bass is elevated, like there's always a lot. So this is definitely one of the bassy models that they've done for a while, to be honest. So electronic, it hits hard, but it can be a little bit muddy, really. As you can see, it bleeds, but I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, very bassy. The drive they use seems fine. It seems normal. Doesn't seem special, or it's not really bad, but it's not great. It's just for the price, because this is a more affordable model. It's average, really. But yeah, even this bass beats like the cheaper items you get like in a supermarket and stuff like that. This is much better than stuff like that, but for KZ, this is just normal. So mid-range, I found it a bit scooped. You can see it does bleed in probably a bit too much from the upper part of the bass, the mid bass, upper bass, which is normal for KZ. Not always bad, because it stops it sounding thin, but it's too much bleed, really. And I think it just sound a little bit muddy. And then upper mid range, it shoots up, which is normal. So female vocals are typically forward. Yeah, that's it really. Same normal KZ mid-range really, which is a bit recessed. So treble, again, pretty much the same thing as most KZs. Is an elevated lower treble, and then it drops off. It's tuned very similar to the hybrid I've done recently, the ZNA, but this has no balanced armature. So because it drops off quite a bit, you lose the treble details. So if you ever listen to an item which has more extension, you hear more details, there's more going on, because you can just basically hear it more because it's in the treble. Yeah, but instrument separation seems fine. The detail of the music seems fine. The instruments which sit in that presence region seem fine. It just lacks a little bit of detail further up, because it's you can see it rolls off. But it's just a normal kind of release, really. And to keep this one probably brief, a conclusion is, do I recommend it? Maybe, if you can get it for really cheap. I think this is around £12, which is very cheap. It performs fine. It's the normal tuning. It does look quite good though. I do like what they've done with the styling. I didn't find it anything special, but it is consumer tuned, so it has enough going on in the bass for excitement and the lower treble. But really, it still needs a bit more balance. So a little bit less bass, a little bit less lower treble, and a bit more upper treble, kind of say, really, to balance the signature out. That's what they should really do. This doesn't do that, but for the money, it's fine. It's just a normal, cost-effective KZ product, really, and that's it, really. So for what I use for, which is typically electronic, it sounds fine, to be honest. It sounds exciting enough. It's just a normal release, really. It's not bad. It's not great. Just something a bit more balanced would be probably a better position for them to do, because they've done this tuning, quite a few times. It's not bad, but it just needs to be different and balanced, really. So I think that's pretty much it. So not a bad set, not a great set. It's just in the middle again. So yeah, if you know anything particular, let me know in the comments. Yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.